Pete. I'm sure you know. Yellow, you say. Yeah? Ah! Oh, it's that lovely kind of green color up there, right? So you know. Ah, can you say that? Ah.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered around, engaged in my wonder at the joy they had found. Then nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." She could tell right away I was a dog with a bone. Gonna take this old metal train, gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna take this old metal journey to relive all memories. If I could talk to the animals, just imagine it, chatting with a chimp in chimpanzee. Imagine talking to a tiger, chatting with a cheetah. What a neat achievement it would be. If I could talk to the animals, learn all their languages, maybe take an animal degree. I'd study elephant and eagle, buffalo and beagle, alligator, guinea pig and flea. I would converse with polar bear and python, and I would curse influent kangaroo. If people ask me, can you speak rhinoceros? I say rhinoceros. Can you? If I conferred with my furry friends and to animals, think of all the amazing repartee. If I could talk to the animals, walk with the animals, grunt, squeak, and squawk with the animals, and they could talk to me. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Sabria, Brenda Barnes, Cody Vaughn, and oh, sorry, that's for me. No, not that way. It's a kind of a verbal. It's a cue. Did you guys do that? Oh, look, they're picking it up. You guys did it. You got that right. You got that?
You're
Good
good?
girl. Good girl. Good girl. You get that? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. All right. All right. All right. So you tiny guy. So we're just testing your rhythm out. Just seeing your rhythm. So next, Trevor up in the booth. So if it's green or yellow or mustard colored, that's you guys. If it's pinkish, that's me, guys. And if it's blue, you just read it, guys. Got it? We all good? I don't understand. Yeah.
Could be.
Give me that again.
Oh.
You guys? I think they got it.
Yeah.
Want to count it in?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Was a kid in an eastern state and I had a brother that was great, sister brothers, bikes and skates. It was a crowded home. Was a dog in New Jersey with ears. One of them floppy, we got branded fetch. Bring it to me. She liked to chew on bones. My family said, Brandy, you're a fine dog. What a good dog you are. Sit, come, roll over and get in the car. Now Brandy was brown and white, and she was about knee height, and she played with all her might with the family that she loved. Mutt, Shadow and Beagle, but she was amazing and regal, often chased a quick Cotsy gull, in love with all her heart. My family said, Brandy, you're a fine dog, what a good dog was a constant friend. She saw me through grade school, thought it never end. But life is short, and that's the truth, though it's hard to comprehend. Brandy always seemed to understand. Now Brandy's got a heavenly view, and I know that she'd love you too. What I'd like from all of you, help me sing this song. My friends will sing, Brandy, you're a kind dog, what a good dog you are. Sing, come roll over, yeah, you're a star. Sing, come roll over, yeah, you're a star. I remember when she had puppies, but I don't remember her as one. She protected me, found me help when I needed it most, and unfortunately was part of one of my deepest regrets. You know that question that people sometimes ask each other at boring cocktail parties or awkward first dates? You know the one, yeah. Who would you like to have a conversation with, live or dead? Anyone at all. Well, I don't like chit-chat or small talk, but here's my answer. Brandy was undoubtedly my best friend. At one point, believe it or not, I was a rocket speedster with boundless energy. So fast that in 3rd grade at the Knights of Columbus St. Teresa's Olympics, Louis Tambini, the shorter, pudgier class clown type, proudly declared to everyone that we were about to compete against that I would win both the 50-yard dash and the long jump. And that's me, Gray. That's me, Gray again. That means I won. Yeah, I don't know where that swagger went. Bing, bing, goal, baby. I don't know if it's sad or sweet that I kept those. Yeah, so my first word was licorice, and I walked it 9 months. So it continues to look like I peaked early. 2 grades later, one particular night, just Brady and I were running around the outside of my house. Just running around the outside. Didn't need a reason. Just like an idiot. Just windows and doors shut tight. Middle of December. Okay? I was wearing a snorkel hooded jacket and a knit cap. Maybe you don't know this because you're from Los Angeles or Ding Dong, Texas, or you're young, but we used to have this thing called snow that would lay on the ground for weeks at a time. It would snow, it would melt a little bit, it would freeze over, it would snow some more, hail, rain, freeze, snow. Anyway, they still get snow on the East Coast, it just doesn't stick around as long. Enough about snow in the 70s. That dog would follow me anytime, race me at anywhere. And on this particular night, we ran over and over and over and over. However, on the last time, and the key words there are the last time, the boy. Little Tommy Fool running on an ice patch, slipped and zamboni. I landed hard. I landed right on my left eye. It hurt. It hurt like Right. Picked myself up, dusted myself off, started off again. I got about 10 feet, and then wham! Fell down nose to the ground in an ice patch. Locked up in shock, I screamed out in severe pain. My feet were shattered. My bones snapped in two, ticks added to the night's rain. Cry, cry.
you know what those zip ties are? Well, yeah, right. Imagine one of those around your left thigh, right about here, about the width of a meatball hoagie, about 3 inches thick. You know what 3 inches thick feels like, don't you? Yeah, she told me. Yeah. So, anyway, and then for some reason, Odin, the father of all Norse gods, reaches down from the heavens and just yanks on the tab. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Let his sunshine hit my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. See, while I was born in Hackensack, about 13 miles from where Sinatra was hatched in Hoboken, equal distance from where Billy Joel was birthed in the Bronx, my parents moved us to the Sticks before I started grade school. 42.2 miles from the GWB. That's the George Washington Bridge. 34B, Route 80. Anyway, who needs a house out in Hackensack? Is that all you get for the money? It was a mix of spacious suburbs and state hunting lands where weekend warriors would don fluorescent orange caps and hunt stocked pheasants. We were sandwiched between two powerhouses in the world of dangerous explosives, Picatinny Arsenal and Hercules. And yet, for some reason, we just opened up our back door and let our dog run free. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Typically, after our dog had done her first or second order of business, she would run to the back door and bark to be let back in. Thank you. Anyway, on this particular night, this night that I was frozen and broken, Brandy ran to the back door and barked to get help. When my mother opened the door, Brandy turned back around and ran back towards me into the frigid darkness. When my mother didn't follow, Brandy turned back around and ran back to the back door. This would go on for some time. Later, my mother would only admit that she thought that Brandy had lost her mind. What are you doing, you crazy dog? I got meatballs on the stove. I got people all over the house. What are you doing? Anyway, it's apparent that my mother had never seen an episode of Less. With 5 kids, my mother didn't always know where the heck we all were. And on that particular night, she probably thought I was in my own bedroom, probably worried that I was yanking the tab on my own zip tie. Yeah. So, double entendres, that's the family performer's friend. Yeah. Anyway, but no. I was outside. I was froken. I couldn't move. I don't know how long I laid there. Luckily, a neighbor heard my wails and the dog barking and, well, I didn't die. No, it was one of the top 10 pains of my life thus far. Oh, at the hospital, just as an add-on, the doctor who admitted me decided to put me in traction. So I watched as he screwed a pin into my knee, with a hand drill. Raindrops on roses and whistles on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite. Let me tell you something. When you're watching some big sweaty doctor stand over you and taking something that looks like this and drill it into your leg, a pin about this long, about that thick, and then feeling it as he clips off the ends with bolt cutters. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose, no eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. What? Oh, yeah, wait. Now, let me just say right here, right now, that I'm officially calling baloney to favorite things on anything that's over like a 1 or 2 on the pain scale. That's actual video. And that's me, broken leg, and my family, my siblings. Oh, there's my family dog. Always there for me when I need her. That's me, camera shy. Yeah, stop it, something like that. yeah, and that's that foot of mine. So, yeah. What the? Oh, yeah. Back to the story.
Back to the story.
You know, I don't know if it's corny, but whenever I hear this song, written by Carole King, that's a nice pickup. I always think of my childhood dog, and I can hear her singing to me. My dog, not Carole King. Oh, sorry, you can't hear. It's all right. New plan. All right, let me just also be honest and say that I can also hear Brandy singing a particular song, Randy Newman's "You Got a Friend in Me," and one particular song from a chorus line. Okay, fake date, fake socialite sitting at your pretend party, drinking your invisible drink. You want to know who I'd like to have that conversation with? You really want to know? My grandparents did. Well, grandmothers that died way too early, and grandfathers that I never, ever got to meet. Relatives, friends, world leaders, Elvis, Andy Kaufman, if I knew he would tell me the truth. Jesus, well, my list would go on and on. I tell you, I don't like small talk. You're either going to get one or two answers for me, or I'm going to go on for, I'm going on and on. So, anyway, that dog, I love that dog. That thing that I talked about at the top when I said that moment in my life that I regretted was when my dad took her to put her to sleep. She was old and sick and in pain, and I didn't make it important enough to come home from college. And I wasn't there when she needed me. And she had been there over and over for me when I needed her. And so I see people surrendering dogs at the shelter sometimes, and I think when I see them dropping the dogs off like it's just another day with their family and their kids, and I look at the kids and all I can think is, what is that kid going to think in 4 years? Anyway, Brandy's death closed my heart in many ways. There's other things that close my heart. Some of them I sing about in other songs, or I'll write about in other shows, and some of them I've written about in books that are available on Amazon. Oh, sorry. I do that sometimes. But I love that dog. I mean, maybe, I'm guessing, there may be an animal in your life, either current or former, that when you hear this song, you can hear them singing to you. And so I'm going to give you the opportunity to hear that. You just call out my name. Let's do that again. I think they can be louder. You just call out my name, Brandon, and you know wherever I am, I come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, I said all you got to do is call. I'll be there, yes, I will. 'Cause you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the world looks rough ahead and you're miles from a nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. What you're not seeing is the carbon monoxide that we all just sucked down through the rusted floorboards. Remember Me by Brandy. Hey, just so you know, there are tissue boxes in the theater if you need it. If anyone starts to cry, whoever's closest, feel free to grab it and pass it along. If you have followed me on Instaface the Twatagram, you may have seen some of the volunteer work that I've done over the years. One of my favorite no-money gigs has been walking shelter dogs. I like walking dogs. I like playing with them. I like roughhousing with them. I like trying to get them adopted. I like socializing them. I can wait. I like playing frisbee and tennis. I like big mutts and I cannot lie. You other skeptical now. When a buck walks in with a pitter patter face and a wet tongue in your face, you go, oh, I love you, God, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I just lied. I don't like dogs. I love them. I always have. I've always been a lover of the dogs. So, as a, as a 50-year-old man, you would imagine that, anyway, I'm supposed to sing more and talk less. So, this is the first song that I ever wrote the chords and lyrics to. I don't know if that's ever going to be my thing or even what my thing actually is, but I guess I was just inspired by my newest. He taught me how to love. Boom, boom, boom. Did not hit me in a day. Boom, boom, boom. He taught me how to love. Walked into my life. The words he had to say. How could I have ever known who he was? He was okay. How could I have ever known? But he walked into my life, and he's been there to stay. I didn't need a cat to have at home, but he showed me the world that I'm not alone. Break it down, Cody. By the way, if you just missed it, I now have a cat. Yes, I'm 50-something years old, and I've been adopted by a cat. He taught me how to love her. I did not learn that in a day. He taught me how to love her. Walked into our lives. The words he had to say. The words he had to say. Timothy Gavin. Yeah. You know, it wasn't until writing this show that I came to realize that petting other people's pets and walking shelter dogs was a way for me to sort of exist without getting too close. You know, no strings attached. Serial dating, basically. But a cat? You can't walk a cat, you can't hike with a cat, you can't rub out with a cat. I mean, what did I need a cat for? We named him Tim because my gal just happened to be on a Home Improvement rerun kick, and well, you know, Home Improvement, that 90s sitcom with Tim Allen. Yeah, Tim, yes. And the phrase, I don't think so, Tim, was bouncing off the walls of our tiny apartment. So when a little gray and white pink-nosed tuxedo kept snooping around looking for treats, I don't think so, Tim, is what I would say to him through the screen door. I don't think so, Tim. I guess I should explain a few things here. My gal's the first woman that I've lived with, and she's a bit of a cat fanatic, you know, cat videos, cat songs, cat memes. She went to CatCon. She is like the Pied Piper of cats. So, you know, when this little gray and white came snooping around, one day, my gal, he got his last name because one day my gal wanted had a serious conversation with me about what Tim's surname should be. I kid you not. And that is when Timothy Gavin walked across her keyboard and typed out A, B, A. And the name fit because he's always gabbing at us. We know what he's saying. Anyway, in the beginning, he didn't want to commit at all. He was completely content being outside. He was on his own schedule. It was his own terms and conditions. And when he did come in, he almost instantly wanted to go back out. Wildcat Timmy, eyes mighty wide, was standing by that screen door. And when we said, we're keeping you inside, Wild Tim raised his head and roared. Oh, give me owl and lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence round, let me run through the wide old country that I love. Don't fence round, let me be by myself in the evening breeze and listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me up forever, I ask you please. Don't fence me in, just turn me loose. Let me straddle my saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. I want to run to the ridge where the west commences, gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. I can't look at hovels, I can't stand those fences. Don't fence Rowan. Okay, cats, I know you all got a pair. It's time to put your ears on. And if you don't got a pair on, I'm going to assume you don't got a pair at all. And I'm not talking about ears. Alright, you're all now part of the Shelter Animal Chorus. Oh, give Rowland lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence Rowland, let me run through the wide old country that I love. Don't fence Rowland, let me be by myself in the evening breeze and listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me up forever, but ask for you please. Don't fence me, just turn me loose. Let me straddle my saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise. I want to run to the ridge where the west commences and gaze at the moon till I lose my senses. I can't look at owls, I can't stand those fences. Don't fence Malawi, no, no, no. Don't fence Malawi. He came inside when he wanted food, affection, when he wanted a nap, when it was raining outside, but when he wanted to go out, he went. Sometimes he'd come in 10 times a day. Other times he'd be there when we woke up in the morning outside or there waiting for us when we came home. And sometimes he would skip a day or two. And on those days, it was like, pins and needles. And don't get me wrong, for as charming as Tim was, he also killed everything. Mice, pigeons, rats, grasshoppers, finches, lizards. Oh, he'd leave gifts at our door. You know, ones he didn't eat. I can't seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous and I can't relax. I can't sleep cause my fur's on fire. Don't touch me, I'ma realize why. Psycho kitty, catch me say, meow, 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 meow. Run, run, rats, run, run, run away. Meow, 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 psycho kitty, catch me say, meow, 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 meow. Run, run, rats, run, run, run away. Meow, 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 meow. Our door. And either he got tired of waiting or he changed his mind. Because when I opened the door, even though he was facing away from me, I could see the longest, nastiest looking rat tail dangling from his mouth. I start a conversation, you can't even finish it. Oh, I'm gabbing a lot, but I'm not saying anything. When I got something to say, I'll come meowing. Meow something once, why not meow again? Psycho kitty, catch me saying, meow, 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 meow. Run, run, rats, run, run, run away. Meow, 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 psycho kitty, catch me saying, meow, 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 meow. Run, run, rats, run, run, run away. Meow, 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 I don't know if I'm doing the sight of the horror justice, but I opened the door just in time to see him suck down the longest, grossest, thickest, slimiest, greasiest piece of rat tail spaghetti covered in bubonic plague. He looked like Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, vampire cat. The only thing worse is when he would throw up and he'd sound like a choo-choo train like next door. Anyway, the creatures weren't always dead. One time, he got let in with a live one. Yeah. Holy moly, did I turn that place upside down. I became like a cross between Jerry Seinfeld and the Incredible Hulk. Why is there a mouse in the house? What's the deal with this mouse? Yeah, okay, I know. Worst Jerry Seinfeld ever. And you're probably all traumatized by... Look, 3 of us were traumatized by the events. Well, technically 4 of us. I mean, the mouse, yeah, that's... Anyway, over time, I fell for the little guy. Tim, not the mouse. At the time, because I figured that Tim was probably secretly seeing some of the neighbors, I often referred to him on social media as the neighbor's kid. Yeah, but one of the funniest moments was when we tried to figure out where Tim belonged to, and we looked up the block and next block and next block, and then one day we just happened to see him go next door and be on their balcony. And so the next time we saw our neighbors there, we went over to talk to them. Imagine that, Los Angeles, talking to your neighbors. And we were all hanging out in their backyard, and then Tim came easing on down the driveway. When he saw the 4 of us talking together, his expression was, it was like worlds collided. Like, he was busted with his furry paws in the cookie jar. From then on, we would text each other to make sure we weren't overfeeding him. He loved that, right? He would eat at our house and then instantly run all the way over there and beg at their door, as if he hadn't eaten for like a week. Please, I'm so big and young. Anyway, that is the day we also found out that they had their own name for him. Professor Chaos. months went by after we all became friends. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning when our neighbors, well, my gal and I were sleeping, obviously. That's what we do typically at 1 a.m. in the morning. Our neighbors heard a commotion outside, and they went to look, and they saw 3 coyotes attacking Professor Timothy Gavin. The largest one had Tim by the neck and throat, and Tim was lifeless. Tissue boxes. When my neighbor went to the balcony to try to startle the coyotes, the biggest one dropped Tim, and Tim instantly sprang to life and ran off into the darkness with those 3 hungry coyotes in hot pursuit. At 10 o'clock the next morning, while my gal was at work, and I was actively awaiting Tim to rock up to the front door seeking that food and affection, my cell phone lit up with a series of text messages. They'd spent the whole night looking for him, but was a cowboy I knew in South Texas. His face was burned deep by the sun. Part history, part sage, part mesquite. He was there when Pancho Villa was young. And he'd tell you the tale of those old days when the country was wild all around. Sit out under the stars of the Milky Way and listen while those coyotes would howl. And they went, hoo-yip, 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 hoo-yip. And the Longhorns are gone, and the Drovers are gone, the Comanches are gone, and the Outlaws are gone. Geronimo is gone, Sam Bass is gone, the Lion is gone, and the Red Wolf is gone. And cursed all those roads and the oil men, and he cursed the Yard Oldsmobile. Said this ain't no place for an hombre like I am in this new world of asphalt and steel. Then he looked someplace off in the distance at something only he could see. He said, all that's left now of the old days, those damned old coyotes and me. And he went, hoo-yip, 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 and the Drovers are gone, the Comanches are gone, and the Outlaws are gone. Squanto is gone, Stan Marty is gone, the Lion is gone, the Red Wolf is gone. One morning we searched his adobe. He disappeared without even a word. But that night, as the moon crossed the mountain, one more coyote could be heard. And he went, hoo-yip, 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 hoo-yip. And Tim, our little lion, he was gone. I'm never going to have kids, but that turned our lives upside down. And this song, I couldn't help but think it and literally sing it And I don't know if I'm going to get through it, actually. God on high, hear my prayer. In my need, you have always been there. He is young, he's afraid. Let him rest, heaven bless. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. He's like the sun I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly on and on. And I am old and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be, let him live. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home. I know, he was only a cat. Nope. Like Brandy, he was my family. And once again, all this capable human wasn't there when I was needed most. What?
You want to come in? Want to come in? Well, everybody knows they're closed. Come on. Come on. There you go.
All right. Let's bring it up a little, shall we? Hey, we're doing that raffle thing right now, right?
Yeah.
Where are we? We have those?
I'm here.
All right, let's go, let's go. Hustle up. So this is Alex.
Hi.
Hi, Alex. Who's this on the end? What's your name? Come on up. All right, good boy. All right, you're going to draw out a name. Ready? All right, this is for the soccer game. What you got? What name is it? What name is it? Nick, right? Nick. Nick, you won the soccer game. See how it's after the show. Next one, next one. This is for Rita, photography. What you got? What is it? Chris. Chris wins. stuff. So this is dog training. Krista Goodstead. What do we got? Oh! What do we got? Krista Gabb! In her and the movie. I like the music bed. That's good. This is all improvised. What do we got? Morgan Y and Judy. What's this one? That soccer game.
Spa day.
Spa day. What?
Too small.
Louie and
Lovey and Woody.
Lovey and Woody. Spa day. This is what?
Just chill.
Just chill. Oh, books and things like that. We got Kate, right? Kate Mick.
Hey, Mike.
Kate Mick, there you go. See Alex everywhere. You see those Alex and pick those up and kill myself. Alright, let's start talking about animals again. Who here has had a pet or two in the past? A dog, what you had? Anybody have anything unusual? Guinea pig. Alright, anything else? Iguana, hamster. Okay, anybody have a dog or cat that used to make funny noises? Because like Tim used to run across the room and trill, and sometimes he'd land on the floor and like sound like a squeaky toy. Anyone have any unusual sounding pets? All right, well, let's see. Who had a dog? All right. Oh, my friends who've had some pets, E-I-E-I-O, with a there and a double up. There, here, there, everywhere. I said, everywhere. Oh, my friends who've had some pets. E-I-E-I-O. All right, we're back up. Let's bring us back down. So, growing up, we had a short run on parakeets. We had Daisy and then Blueberry. And when they died, we buried them up on top of the hill next to the second biggest rock for some reason. Because we played on the first biggest rock. We also had fish, tropical and gold. And when they died, they got flushed down the toilet for reasons I still don't understand. We also had hamsters and guinea pigs on loan from the school until my older sister screwed the pooch with that once and lost one, and it got into the heating deck. Yeah, in college, I used to have a Jack Dempsey fighting fish in a 55-gallon mirror-back oak tank, but really that was just an excuse to invite women up to my room. You want to see my fish? Look, all right. I never forced my fish on anyone. Growing up, we used to catch turtles, frogs, crickets, snakes, tadpoles, crayfish, and fireflies. Just a sliver of the moon, up to hear the wild call you, up to hear the wild coyotes, just a sliver of the moon. Just to squeeze the spill of the sun, out to watch the light show you, out to watch the coyotes run, just a squeeze of the sun. Oh, I long to see the fireflies in the nighttime again. I long to see the fireflies in the nighttime again. Just a drip, some fall of some rain. In we surround ourselves tame. We become dry house pets, just a spattering of simple rain. Oh, I long to see the fireflies in the nighttime again. I want to be wild and chaotic again. You can't buy a jar of fireflies, can't capture one too long. You can't buy a jar of fireflies. They can't thrive within a throng. Lanterns burning, fires churning, cities too bright. Candles lightning, lightning frightening. Can't see each other's light. Oh, I long to see the fireflies in the nighttime again. I long to see the fireflies in the nighttime again. It's been too long since I flew. Gal and I didn't know what happened to Timothy Gavin, and we felt like we needed closure. We didn't know if he was out there somewhere injured, hurt, disoriented, lost, or if he indeed was dead. We wish we had done things differently. We wish we had him microchipped. We wish we had kept him indoors. We wish we had a collar on, at least with our name, but we didn't. We never felt like he was our cat. We looked everywhere for him. We put up flyers. We posted on Nextdoor app. We went to the shelter where we volunteered. We walked blocks upon blocks, shaking treat bags like village idiots. Here, puss, 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 pussy, where can you be? Here, puss, 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 pussy, come back to me. Here, puss, 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 pussy, where did you go? Here, puss, 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 pussy, please come home. And every night, we would hear those coyotes. Though my gal had refused to surrender and had actually drawn a paw print on the bathroom mirror with a heart around it and the word hope underneath it, by the third day, I had not so secretly given up. I couldn't keep wondering. I couldn't keep hurting. I couldn't keep thinking. I couldn't keep singing that darn song. Go on high. I think I get it. Yeah, so the fourth morning, I had an early morning appointment on the west side. I'm over 50. It was probably medical. I don't need to say anything else. And my gal was up like almost all night long, like listening for Tim. And so I tried to make as little noise as I possibly could, and I probably literally tiptoed out the door. And on my way to my car, I guess I hadn't quite given up because I whistled. A half-hearted whistle, but the same whistle I had whistled 1,000 times earlier. And what do you think I heard? Hold on the count of 3.
1, 2, 3. Meow!
By the time I heard him meow a second time, I saw him turn a quarter. In that same span of time, my gal, who was in a deep sleep, ran across the front of our living room, ran out the front door, busted out the screen, picked him up and hugged him like something out of a movie. Unfortunately, I don't always seem to have that gear. And although my heart had been broken and was now bursting, Tim and I just sort of looked at each other because it was just another day. What's up? Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. so freaking flawed.
Feelings, round, 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 feelings, round, 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 feelings, feelings of
After being attacked by 3 coyotes, Pooh and Pooh and Pooh, Timmy G only had a couple scratches and a single puncture wound by his tail. I mean, tell me that's not gangster, right? I mean, he probably got that puncture wound when he told the biggest one, "Hey, kiss my butt." Since he's been back, he's been pretty much 100% indoors, except for a few cat stroller rides. Jaunts past an open screen door, and one time busting out a screen to get to a bird, and one unfortunate attempt at leash training. My bad. And since the neighbors already had a cat, and Tim was a little less comfortable over there, let's say, go figure, Tim's pretty much been 100% ours. He's taught me a lot. Well, for instance, he's taught me that having a deeper, longer-lasting relationship far outweighs the benefits of petting random pussies. Or dogs. You know, having him there when I come home at night, in the screen waiting for me, or having him come when I call for him, or having him snug up between my legs here. Well, he got to. You know, having pets requires patience, time, and money. Look, Brandy sometimes we used to get in the trash, and Tim sometimes I want to strangle him or cook him for dinner. I mean, he gets in every single cabinet that has food. One time, he got into my protein powder. Dude was so jacked after that. That's an actual picture. Look, I'm not going to go into all the stories here, but I am going to. We're getting very near the end, but I'm going to tell you a little story with a little irony, and then I'm going to call back something we talked about earlier, and then we're going to start wrapping it up. And just remember, throw a couple bucks in the tip jar there for the dogs and cats and bunnies and all that in North Central, or talk to a volunteer and see what you can do or how you can get involved. So when Tim came inside, we had an explosion of rats outdoors. Literally, like crazy. So many that they would come up onto our engine blocks, and with one of our cars, they chewed the wiring, causing $4,000 worth of damage. Yes, ironic. $4,000. And you know that Tim, the whole time, was sitting in that front window, watching. Hold my beer. The moon came out tonight. They're born again. There's new mice in the field. All around, buy your cars are brown-eyed, yummy mice. Anyone can understand the way I feel. Oh, let me out town. I'm ready to play today. Adventure for safety and security. And sometimes I wonder as he's looking out that window, he's thinking about those days that he used to visit with the neighbors, or the days he jumped over fences in the night, he eluded wild creatures and danced and splinters of the moon. I guess I'll never know unless someday I'm actually able to have a conversation with him. One that I can actually understand. Oh, let me out, Tom. I'm ready to play today. Let me out, Tom. I'm ready to play today. Look at me, let me be.
sleeping, and you hear something at your front door. You get up in your boxer shorts, across your house, and you open your door to see.
Turn around.
Yum 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 yum.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit hungry. Meow and meow, purr at your door. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous. All the best of all the rats have gone by. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified. You see this crazy look in my eye. What? I tear at the bar, and I need some more tonight, and I want some more tomorrow. And if you try to hold me tight, I'll be calling you amigo. I like to be in the moonlight, 'cause I'll never get caught together waking out until the end of our time. I like the wild, don't know why you're mine. You want me in, but I'd rather be out. Rolling roommates, but I hear you shout. We really need you inside. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Once upon a time, I was living outdoors. Now it's kind of crowded inside. I guess the truth is, I totally stole his heart. Once upon a time, I'd get wet in the rain. Now I kind of love, well, I love my cat tree. I love getting food like 4 times a day. I love crawling up next to his boys and getting all this. I guess the truth is, I totally stole his heart. All right, let's take it to church, close this puppy out. Okay? You know, these things don't write themselves. So I had a few friends read earlier drafts, and some of them said, Tom, you should include some stories from when you volunteered at the LA Zoo or the other rescue that you worked with, or even North Central. And I thought, no, that's for another time. That's for another show. That's for another book that will be available on Amazon. No, but I am going to include one. It's more of a question than a story. There was this older dog. He was a big gray pit bull. Mixed breed. And his name was Errol Flynn. I named him like 2 weeks earlier. And I was showing him to this couple. They just coincidentally work in the prison system. And at one point, the guy just turns to me, and his face just went blank, and he just said, "Why? Why do you do this? How can you? Why do you get to know us and all these dogs when you must know that some of these dogs are never going to get out of here?" So I was so surprised with how quick an answer came to my mouth. And if you want to know it, inside that blue folder is the answer. I'm not going to give you the answer on stage. If you want to know the answer, it's in that folder. Just take one. What I'm going to do here, because I think it's more important, is I'm going to expand his question. Why do we do things like this? You and I. Why do people build houses for people they don't know, or plant trees for people that, they'll long be dead when that tree grows to full maturity? Why do people scrub pots at food banks? So why do we? How many people work with dogs or cats or volunteer or whatever? Why do we do things like that? Well, we all have probably very different answers, but I'm going to guess the core of the answer is kind of the same. And that's what this next song is. My core answer. Love rescues me, brings me joy, peace and harmony, raises me up and never lets me fall. No animal is my enemy. on the road with few regrets. Horses, pigs, turtles, rabbits, and sheep. They gladly give their trust and ask the same from us. Love rescues me. Maybe an angel in the sky told him to love you and I. Guide us up gently to some healing sea. Some rise to Instagram fame, some are surrendered in shame. But pets keep rescuing me. Meow, me, meow, meow, me, meow. Woof, woof, bark, 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 man. Love, love, sweet oink is cool. Meow, me, meow, meow, me, meow. Love rescues me. If you had dogs or cats, I want you to sing along. Meow, me, meow. Spay and neuter your animals. Microchip them and love them forever and let them love you. And if you're thinking about adopting a dog, trust me, there are hundreds of them, thousands of them within 20 miles of here. Like you're older and wiser, they are older and wiser, and they need you. They need time, they need your love, and you might not even know it yet, but you might need them. Love, I said love, I said love, I said love rescues me. I said love is a four-legged word. Thank you. This is my loving shirt. I just want to thank Brenda and Cody and Trevor and Paul and Fiona and Ellie, Maria and Alex and all the volunteers and all of you for coming. Thank you so much. And just so you know, Tim is still a lion. He's just a lion that stays indoors and doesn't have any balls.